And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. So Rangers are through to the semi-final of the Scottish Cup as we beat Hibernian at Easter Road by 2-0. Yes, Rangers through to the semi-final. I think that draw going to be done fairly soon. I think Hearts and Morton still of course do need to play, and then we should find out who we're going to be up against. But as stated already, Rangers again showing that last week's defeat against Motherwell was maybe something of a distant memory, of course following up with a decent result against Benfica in the Europa League. And then as said, going to a tough ground, Easter Road is fairly quote-unquote hostile for Scottish standards. I mean, outside of Rangers of course. And you know, they were well up for it. The Hibs fans were up for it. The Hibs players were up for it. They've not got much to play for this season, so it was going to be a game that they really wanted to win. And as stated, Easter Road can always be and always can pose a challenge for the Old Firm sides. And whilst we do have a fairly good record over there in the sort of recent years, there has been a few stumbling blocks over the years. So I'm glad that we managed to get that 2-0 victory. Goals from John Lundstrom, goals from Fabio Silva, missed penalty from Tavernier, obviously that led to the John Lundstrom goal. We'll get into it a little bit whilst also going through today's headline of today's video as well. So as stated guys, 2 red card incidents for Hibernian. Again, a lot made around these red cards at this moment in time. And if you want my sort of thoughts on it, I do believe the first one was probably pretty soft. I'm not going to lie, you know, I'm going to say about sort of transparency, and I do come on here and give you my thoughts on refereeing decisions. The first one where he got a second yellow card, I don't think it was a yellow card at all, to be perfectly honest. So maybe we got away with one there that he went down to, he got sent off. However, we were already in the lead, and I did feel that the game was only going to go one way, and Rangers were going to go progress through. The second one, again, maybe harsh for a straight red, but I can see why it's given. Again, just to say, just giving you my opinion, because I know some fans from the other sides or other sides from Scottish football like to come in and hear my opinion. And as stated, I do complain about the referees, and I do not think that they are biased to any team. I just think they're absolutely shite. Just to give you my opinion on them. So yeah, I do think the red cards were fairly soft. But enough about that. We were still in the ascendancy. We're still winning the game. James Tavernier, of course, missing the penalty. John Lundstrom managing to follow up and get a goal. And then, of course, Fabio Silva getting us into the next round with his goal. Well-worked goal and a really, really great finish. And he looks like he's getting better and better as the games come. And you know, one of these guys, you know, they say you can never fall in love with a lone player, and you know, over these last 2 games he's really showing what his worth is all about. So I hope it continues. I hope it continues. I hope it continues, and maybe we can get him back on another year loan later on. Very much doubt we'd ever be able to buy him on a permanent transfer. Look, it is just a straight loan at this moment in time, and I don't think there is anything in that contract for us to be able to land him at all. But in terms of the other results across the board, of course, as I stated, Hearts and Morton are playing a bit later than the draw will be done. But Aberdeen, they beat Kilmarnock 3-1. Neil Warnock's last game, of course, came up to, he's a Rangers man, isn't he, Neil Warnock? Came up, didn't do us a favour. We're hardly going to lose to Aberdeen again, were we? But, yeah, came up the road, managed to experience Ibrox and all that kind of stuff, and then ended up going down the road anyway. And then Celtic beat Livingston 4-2. So Celtic in the semi-final, Aberdeen in the semi-final, and Rangers in the semi-final. We can find out between Morton and Hearts. You know, if I'm a betting man, no surprises, I would probably go with Hearts to progress. So the team that I would like in the semi-final, if I had to choose one, would probably be Celtic. Celtic in the semi-final I'd go for. I feel like semi-final against Celtic will be a lot better than a final against Celtic. So yeah, I'm going for an Old Firm semi. You have to beat them to go on and win it. I'd rather a nice, easier one, because it'll be 3 days after the Europa League final. So I don't want to be... the Scottish Cup final will be 3 days after the Europa League final, so I don't want to be messing around that. I don't want an Old Firm straight after the Europa League final. So yeah, Celtic Sammy would be my wish at this moment in time. Now, in other news, guys, as stated, there hasn't really been a lot going around the football club at this moment in time, but there is stuff with regards to Zach Lovelace. It doesn't look like he recently was injured, of course, has been out for a long period of time, hasn't he? He was sidelined after, I think, Stephen Davis gave him a chance, and then following that, of course, had his rehabilitation and has recently seen him come back, but it does look like he's going to be on another layoff again. Again, at this moment in time, how long that's going to be, I'm not too sure, but it doesn't look good at this moment in time, which I do feel sorry for the lad, because I think his contract expires in the summer as well. And again, I do believe he can be something for us, I really do, but injury is just sort of plaguing his progress at this moment in time, which is very, very sad to see indeed. Now, in terms of the other stuff, guys, yes, apparently, according to Football Insider, Rangers have told Kemar Roofe that he is allowed to leave as they look to plan a striker revamp in the summer. Yes, Rangers want to let Kemar Roofe go and have informed the player as they look to try and sign a, quote, A-list replacement. Yes, the 31-year-old's lucrative contract expires at the end of the season, and the Ibrox club are not planning to extend it. The Gers are willing not to take the risk by extending Roofe, given the troublesome injury record in recent seasons. Instead, Rangers plan to sign what sources say will be an A-list striker in the summer, and intend to use the money saved from Roofe's wages to fund the move. Roofe has spent the past 4 years at Ibrox after joining the club from Leeds United in 2020. He's made a total of 96 appearances for Rangers across all competitions, scoring 38 goals and providing 7 assists. However, Roofe has struggled with injuries and has missed a total of 61 games while sidelined in Scotland. He has made 18 appearances for Elite Command side this season, but failed to complete a full 90 minutes. Now, as stated, guys, I don't think that comes as a surprise to you at this moment in time, despite him coming back, despite him playing games, coming on and showing maybe what he's worth. It would be complete financial suicide if we were to offer that guy a contract. As stated, I will never begrudge the man. I think he's a fantastic, fantastic player, and he's been good for Rangers when fit. That key word, when fit. And actually, when he came on against Benfica, he really showed what he's capable of doing, whilst not scoring. You know, kind of the way that he plays, the way he's ruffling defenders' feathers. I do love him. I love Kemar Roofe, but as stated, you can't extend his stay. He's had ample of time to try and stay fit for more than a full season, and he hasn't. So that's we need a replacement. And in the early reports at this moment in time, is stating that Lawrence Shankly could be a potential. But we'll have to wait closer to the summer for that. We'll see what Niels Koopman's got in that little black book that he's looking for, an A-list striker. I'd be absolutely buzzing to see who he picks out of that. But Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on the win against Hibernian yesterday. Do let me know your thoughts on Kemar Roofe leaving, and who would you get to replace Kemar Roofe? What striker on the market at this moment in time would you go for? Would it be a Lawrence Shankland, or would it be somebody else? As stated, let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.